dinners or just gatherings where you go to a restaurant in general, when you have ARFID, we recently found out that we have this. It is an eating disorder that we will make a video about discussing in that what it is at a later point. But what it stands for is avoidant restrictive food intake disorder. And what is important to know about it for this video is that it can make you a very, very picky eater. It's not the only thing it does, but that is the part that is important for right now. Like I said, we will make a video about it at another time, going in depth about what it is and how you can develop it and all that. But right now, just it can make you a very, very picky eater. But that is the one symptom that is important right now. But yeah, we have it, and we always known that we are like really picky eaters, really difficult with food, but we never knew it was this until someone talked about it on Twitter and we did some more in-depth research. So yeah, we always blamed it on our dyspraxia. To be fair, it's not a well-known eating disorder, and I don't think it actually got a term until like 5-6 years ago, maybe. It's one that recently got a name, but when I say recently, I mean a few years. But yeah, so family dinners and all that. Now some do this well and others don't, but as you can guess, if you don't have a lot that you can eat, the options for restaurants are limited. The only thing we eat at restaurants is fries and meat, and then not even all meat. So it's quite difficult to go to a restaurant with us, although like fast food is pretty much always good. And like most restaurants do have fries and some meat, although if you go to the more fancy restaurants, a high chance that they've done something with it so that we won't eat it, or they won't have the meat that we want. Which has ended up with us just eating potatoes at like one of the most fancy restaurants. Yeah, I don't know how. They have 3 very important stars in like the restaurant world. I don't know how to say it in English, what kind of stars, but just it was very fancy, and we ended up eating potatoes because it was the only thing they had that we like. But we did go there with our family, and they already knew about our eating problems, yet they didn't take it into account just because they wanted to go to a restaurant. And that has happened multiple times, literally. Like whenever like our aunt, uncles, grandparents, and even our parents and siblings, although less luckily, but whenever they hold their birthday, it's like a high tea, or we go to a restaurant to eat dinner or whatever, they kind of fail to take into account that we barely like anything. We like with our grandparents, most of it, well, one set of our grandparents, most of the time there are also kids present. So then there is kid food that we can just end up eating. We had that wedding too that we just ate from the kids' mango. But if it is a high tea, there is like 5% chance that there is something that we like. Otherwise, we just end up sitting there drinking only. Um, a lot of, well, and there is a drink at almost every restaurant that we like, but otherwise we'll just end up drinking water most of the time. Although we can also drink apple juice, which we have in most places, but we don't like as much. Kind of just we're forced to learn to drink that, so we can drink it if we want to, but it's not that we really like it. Yeah, but most of the time with like high teas and stuff, we just end up only drinking something and barely eating anything, which just ends up being hungry. One time, this was our parents, by the way. We had a high tea for like a big occasion, like a birthday or something like that. And they had one food that we like. You were like, oh yeah, you can just eat that food, and like you look, if you take this one piece off of this other food, you can eat it. We hate taking off stuff because then we still think that the other part of the food is condemned and it won't taste the same as other times if that thing wasn't on there. So like we just ended up eating this one food. But that was supposed to be our dinner and lunch. And then they were surprised that we went to a fast food restaurant after just to eat dinner. Like you know that we have problems, like, excuse me, why are you not taking our needs into account? It might be not convenient, but you want us there. At least make sure that there's stuff for us to eat. Like and it's not even at restaurants only. It can also be at just any birthday gathering, whatever. Whenever there's food that we have to supposed to eat for dinner or lunch, we're always scared that we won't be able to eat anything there. So yeah, that is a really difficult thing. And sure, if you don't know what we like, it might be difficult to take into account. But if you've known us for years, which our family has, like our entire family has known us for years, they know our eating habits, sort of. At least they know what food is always good for us to eat. Like, it's not that difficult to make sure that one food is there. So just make sure there's at least one thing that we can eat enough of to not feel hungry anymore. I don't get it. It's not that difficult. And if it's not there, you just have us being there, feeling awkward because we have nothing to eat, and feeling awkward because people are putting this stuff in front of us and we're supposed to eat that we don't like. So we either have to keep saying, no, I want this, because I don't like it, like, oh no, sorry, but I'm fine. Or we have to somehow pander it off to someone else, who will then eat it for us. But it's not a pleasant experience for us, which you might be able to see. But it's not pleasant. It can even be traumatizing. Okay, so just if you know someone who has this, whether they know that it's this disorder or if it's for another reason, if you know they have trouble with food and there are only certain food that they can eat, whether it be allergies or an eating disorder or whatever, if they only have certain food that they can eat and you're planning a gathering or you want to invite them to, and the main thing that you would be doing there is eating, or just if there's food in there in general, make sure that there is at least one thing that they like. Okay? You can still have all the fancy food. That's fine. Like, you can still have all the food you want. Just make sure there's also something in there that they like. And then make sure there's enough of that thing for them to feel like they've eaten enough. Like, you deal with allergies. Everyone does it. If you have a certain allergy, they make sure there's food for you. Because you have an allergy, you make sure there's something that you can eat. So also do it if this person has an eating disorder, like we do, or if they have another reason that isn't an allergy. Okay, just don't make them feel bad just for not being able to eat the food that you serve. That's just sorry, I got distracted by a message. That is just no, it comes off to that person as if you don't care about them, or at least not that much. Doesn't matter if you're nice to them or whatever, if you don't make sure that there's also something that they can eat, and anyway, it doesn't matter if on the day itself, you need to make the judgment if there is an option at the place you go to, if it is a restaurant, that they can eat even though it's not on your menu, and you then find out, oh, you don't like all this stuff? Oh, well, at least there's this. Or, oh, but, it doesn't matter, we'll just get you something else. Be nice about it as well. Like, don't shame them, or don't be like, oh yeah, but you have this one food that you can eat even though it won't be enough for dinner, if it is dinner party. So, like, you should be fine, right? Don't do that. Just be nice about it and make sure that they can eat enough. Like, I'm just saying. Anyways, you will just make sure that they don't want to come to those kinds of gatherings that you plan, because they know you won't take them into account. You'll make sure that they'll like you less, so they'll maybe start avoiding you. You'll make sure that they feel like they're a burden. You'll make sure that they feel like you don't care that much about them. You'll make sure that they feel ashamed and maybe even bad about the fact that they have problems with eating in general. You'll make sure that they feel bad about having to go afterwards to some other place just to eat enough. Like, you'll probably even end up traumatizing them if it happens enough, especially if it is a gathering with especially if you know them for a long time and you know about their troubles for a long time, and you then end up not taking them into account. Yeah, that'll be hard. Just don't do that. Just be nice about it, and you can even ask them personally, like, hey, this is the menu, is that okay for you? Like, most of the time you ask people if they have allergies, just reach out to them personally and be like, hey, this is what we're planning for the menu, is that okay? Or do we need to add something? Or do we need to make sure that something's there for you? Or is this already enough? that is just something you should do. Because trust me, there is no way you can force us to eat something that we don't know, or just anything that we don't have any experience with eating or don't want to eat for any reason. You can't force us to just eat anything. That is not how this disorder works. Part of it is also that you're scared for trying out new stuff. So no, just you can't force us to eat anything that we don't like or that we haven't tried out yet. Also, you can't force us to try anything that we don't like. It's not just a simple, oh look, but there's food and you may not know yet, but you can always try it out. No, it's not how this works. No. If that was that easy, trust me, I would do it. If it was as easy as just trying everything out like that, I would, but I can't. If there's no food that I like, then I don't eat. If there's only new stuff that I could potentially try out, I will still not eat. No. I'm used to it. I'll just either plan ahead and bring my own stuff, or I'll just eat somewhere else later and feel hunger for a while, which sometimes I don't even do, so hey. Bonus, right? No, but just make sure there's food. For the person with eating problems, if you have a family gathering where you serve food, please, you don't want to hurt the person you care about who has those eating problems. And if you have eating problems, whether it be this disorder or something else, and you can relate to this, I'm sorry that people don't take you into account and your needs. That is horrible. Like I said, I'm speaking from my own experience. So I'm sorry. They really should. But sadly, people really easily overlook people's need when it comes to food if it's not an allergy. So yeah, I'm sorry. I hope in the future people will do that. You can always send them this video and be like, hey, look, this is what you're doing to me without when you don't take my needs into account. But yeah, I hope this was informational, maybe relatable. Well, I hope it's not relatable, but if it is relatable, I hope it's nice that you can see that you're not the only one. So yeah, if you have any questions or whatever, leave them down below in the comments. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of our videos, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified when we upload a new video. We upload every Wednesday, and we'll see you all in the next video.